Okay, I started recording. So we are
Yes,
discussing
sir.
with welding process. Okay, today I'll discuss one more important process, welding process. Every exam they used to ask this welding process. In the previous class, we discussed about oxyacetylene welding, right? In this class, I'm going to explain one more important welding process that is called as oxyacetylene welding process. Okay, they'll ask this question for 10 marks. You have to explain with the sketch. Okay, now you can see the content on the screen. Okay, okay, and welding, what is the welding process? Welding is a process of joining two or more metal, so with or without application of pressure and application of heat. Whatever the joint we are getting in the welding process is very strong as compared to your soldering and brazing. Then how we are going to differentiate between soldering and brazing is that soldering is a process of joining two or more dissimilar metals by means of application of heat, and whatever the filler material used in the soldering is called as solder. Okay, it is a mixture of tin lead alloy. On the other hand, brazing is another mm, metal joining process. It is of medium heat application involved in that process. The definition of brazing is that joining of two or more similar or dissimilar metals by means of application of heat with a filler material. Filler material called as pelter. Okay, remember filler material is pelter. So where you remember this condition, the melting temperature of filler material is above 450 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, it should be less than the melting temperature of your given workpiece. That is the definition of brazing. And welding is the third category of joining process where the excess heat is involved. So in the oxyacetylene welding we studied, where the temperature range is around 3000 to 3500 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we categorized into the two part. One is pressure welding and another one is fusion welding. Okay, there are two classification are there. In plastic welding, the metal parts to be joined are first heated to their plastic state or slightly above that, and then fused together by means of applying external pressure. Okay, and one more important thing is no filler material is used. Okay, filler material as we are using in case of brazing and soldering. In case of plastic welding, no filler material is required. Okay, on the other hand, in the fusion welding process, the parts are to be joined are heated above their melting temperature and then allowed to solidify by cooling. And in this case, the filler metal may or may not be used according to the application. That is a fusion welding. Example are arc welding, gas welding, and laser welding. So gas welding we studied, that is oxyacetylene gas welding. Now the next example is your arc welding. Okay, arc welding is the example of fusion welding. So here arc welding process, mm, you see the diagram. Okay, so arc welding process, this is the workpiece where we are going to weld. Okay, so you can see the electrode holder. Okay, this is called as electrode holder, and we are having the electrode. Okay, so on the electrode holder, so it is having one end of the electrode holder is connected to AC or DC power supply, whereas the workpiece, the other end. Okay, these two are forms the ends to the AC or DC power supply. You remember one end of the workpiece and the one end of the electrode holder connected to either AC or DC power supply. Okay, in case of oxyacetylene gas welding, the source of heat is from your whatever the flame generated by the mixture of oxygen and acetylene gas. Okay, in this case, the source of the heat is from electrical power supply, either it may be AC alternate current or direct current. Okay. Okay. Next, here construction. Okay, so the electrode holder consisting of electrode, this is the electrode holder. So here electrode is fixed inside the electrode holder. Okay, on the periphery you are having a flux material. Already studied flux material. The main function of the flux material is used to reduce the oxidation and thereby preventing the corrosion in the welding process. Okay, and one end is connected to AC or DC supply. Okay, and here how the working of this arc welding process takes place. Okay, so first we are going to connect one end of the electrode holder and one end of the workpiece to the AC or DC power supply. This is the first step. And the second step is when you are going to connect to the power supply, then the heat flows from the electrode holder into electrode. Okay, as a result, the tip of electrode melts. Okay, you remember in electrode in arc welding, the electrode itself acts as a filler material. It is coated with some other material. Okay, as the power is supplied, the end of the electrode gets heated up. Okay, as a result, when you strike this electrode with the given workpiece, a small arc is created. That's why it is called as arc welding. When the end of the electrode is get struck with the workpiece, then a small arc is generated. Okay, that's why it is called as arc welding. Okay, next. So here the electrode is heated up, and on the time, so it helps to heat the workpiece material also. Okay, as a result, the whatever the molten metal present in the electrode, just it flows into the gap. It's nothing but arc created due to striking of electrode with respect to workpiece. Then the molten metal flows from the electrode into the workpiece, and whatever the molten metal, it is in the form of gaseous shield which contains the globules. You can see the small round structure. These are called as globules of the molten metal. When the electrode gets heated up, okay, it is sufficient to heat the end as well as it is sufficient to heat the workpieces. Okay, so when you strike this electrode with respect to workpiece, then the molten metal flows from the electrode into the workpiece. A small arc is created. Okay, so after solidification, so we'll get the welded joint. Okay, and whatever you can see the gaseous shield. So there is a formation of gaseous shield in the arc welding. So, and the weld is deposited. Okay, as you strike from left to right or right to left, there will be a deposition of the weld metal on the given workpiece. And whatever the metal which is present on the top of the workpiece is called as weld bead. Okay, and one more structure you can see, that is called as slag. Slag formation takes place in the arc welding. And you remember the temperature created in the arc welding is in the order of 5000 degrees Celsius to 6000 degrees Celsius, where we can achieve 3500 degrees Celsius to 4000 degrees Celsius in case of oxyacetylene gas welding. Okay, and here this is called as arc crater. Arc crater is generated when you strike the electrode which is heated to the given workpiece. There is a formation of the arc, and the molten metal which flows from the electrode to the given workpiece after cooling, so that we get the solidified joint, that is of the welded joint because of arc welding. Okay, so this is the line diagram or the flow diagram of arc welding process. Okay, and the construction and working is very simple. First you have to show the workpiece, and then you have to show the arc, next electrode coated with the flux. Okay, flux mainly helps to reduce the oxidation and thereby preventing the oxidation. And the electrode is fixed inside the electrode holder. It is operated by means of a spring. We can adjust the level of the electrode inside the electrode holder using the spring attachment. Next, one end of the electrode holder is connected to AC and one end of the workpiece is connected to AC or DC power supply. Okay, so when the power is supplied, then the electrode gets heated up. Okay, then the tip of the electrode also gets heated up. When you strike the electrode to the given workpiece, then a small arc crater generates in the workpiece. Okay, and then the because we are having you remember whatever the filler material used in the arc welding process is similar to that of your workpiece. If it is iron, this one workpiece, then we are having the filler material is also of the same kind, or it is nearly same to the given workpiece. The filler material is same as that of the given workpiece or nearly similar metal to that of given workpiece. But in case of soldering and brazing, the filler material is entirely different. Okay, when the electrode holder gets heated up, then the end also gets heated up, then the molten metal the flows from the electrode into the pool of the arc. So after cooling, the workpiece becomes solidified. Okay, you'll get the strong joint. So this is how the arc welding process takes place. Okay, next, the advantages, disadvantages and application of arc welding process. Okay, arc welding is a widely used welding process. It is very simple and also inexpensive. Okay, and it is suitable for shop jobs and also field work. And we need not require skilled labor for arc welding. Okay, and so maintenance cost is less and repair cost also is less. And we can use to weld, you remember, ferrous and few non-ferrous material like aluminum, nickel and copper alloys we can weld using arc welding process. Okay, all ferrous and non-ferrous materials like aluminum, nickel, copper, we can weld using the arc welding process. And one more drawback of arc welding process is that it is very slow process. Okay, and it requires consumable electrodes. Okay, I'll tell consumable and non-consumable electrodes. Okay, and here weld spatter means you'll get lot of the flames, and then because the metal flows in the form of molten metal, so safety precautionary measure is required in case of arc welding. Okay, and cracking also takes place. These are the major drawbacks of arc welding process. Okay, next, applications. So mainly used in building application, bridge construction, boiler fabrication work, joining of large pipes work. Okay, so everywhere this arc welding is used. In most of the cases, arc welding only used. Okay, and I'll explain electrode. Okay, electrodes in the arc welding. So we are having two types of the electrode: consumable electrodes and non-consumable electrodes. Okay, consumable electrode means they consume when the welding process is in progress. Okay, means filler material gets consumed as the welding process continues. Okay, that's why it is called as consumable electrodes. Okay, and these consumable electrodes are classified in two categories. One is coated, second one is bare or plain or tubular type. Okay, coated electrodes means we are having one material, that material is coated with some other material. That's why it is called as coated electrodes. Okay, so for example, in case of normal welding, a metallic wire is coated with a material called as flux. You remember, filler material is coated with a flux material. Filler material is similar to that of the given workpiece, whereas flux material is, it is coated on the periphery of the material rod. Okay, The various types of flux material used are cellulose, manganese oxide, calcium carbonates, mica, iron oxide are normally used as a coated material in case of coated electrodes. Okay. Then what are the advantages of flux? You remember, coated electrodes are the flux material coated on the surface of the filler material. Filler material is similar to that of your given workpiece. Okay. Next, advantages of flux material are mainly it stabilizes the arc in arc welding process. It prevents the oxidation of molten metal, helps to removal of oxides and other undesirable substances present on the surface of the workpiece. Okay, means mainly it prevents the oxidation and thereby avoiding the corrosion. That is the main function of flux material. Okay, it eliminates the weld metal porosity, helps to produce the minimum spatter to the weld. These are the advantages of coated electrodes. Second one is plain electrode. You can see first one is called as coated electrode. We are having core material and we are having inside the filler material. On the periphery of the filler material, we are having flux coating. This filler material is similar to the workpiece of the given material. Whereas flux material, as I said, the examples of flux material are carbonates, calcium carbonates, manganese oxide, titanium oxide, cellulose, mica, and iron oxide. Okay, so this is called as coated electrode. Okay, so this is called as consumable electrode, means the filler material is surrounded by coated material. As the welding process happens, so these flux as well as the filler material, the consumed as the welding process continues. On the other hand, we are having the bare or plain electrodes. They are not coated with any flux material. These are called as bare electrode. Okay, and they don't have any flux material. Suppose you don't have any flux material, then it is very difficult to prevent the oxidation. So that whenever you use the plain electrode, then there will be chances of corrosion takes place in the welding process. Hence, the plain electrodes are not preferred in the welding process. So once you have the corrosion, then there will be less efficiency. That's why always we have to prefer the filler material with flux material. Okay. And one more is there, that is called as tubular electrodes. Tubular electrodes, third one, you can see the tubular electrodes. These are like hollow materials and consisting of flux material inside. Okay, so here in case of coated electrode, the flux material is present on the outer surface of the electrode, and in case of tubular electrode, the flux material is present inside the filler material. That's why it is called as tubular electrodes. Okay, so usually it is made up of a wire made up of low carbon steel. So okay, and then inside we are having flux material. So we are categorizing the electrodes into two category. One is coated. In the coated, we are having coated electrode, plain electrode, and tubular electrode. Okay. Second category is non-consumable electrodes. Okay, non-consumable electrode means they are not going to consume in the welding process. For example, suppose the electrodes are made up of carbon, graphite, or tungsten. They do not consume during the welding. Okay, just they serve to strike and maintain the arc welding. They are called as non-consumable electrodes, means they won't consume at all. So that such type of electrodes are called as non-consumable electrodes, and they are made up of carbon, graphite, or tungsten. Okay, those are called as non-consumable electrodes. Okay, now one more important part. Now I am going to make the differentiation between soldering, welding, and brazing. Okay, most important part. Every time they used to ask differentiate between these three processes: soldering, welding, and brazing. So, okay, whatever we studied till now, we are going to summarize these process. Okay, first one is soldering, second one is brazing, and third one is welding. Okay, first one is soldering. Soldering is a low temperature process, whereas brazing is a medium heat application process, and on the other hand, welding is a high temperature process. And in case of soldering process, suppose you are going to join two parts by means of soldering, we are not going to heat the workpieces. And but in case of brazing, whenever you are going to join the brazing, then we are going to heat the workpieces, okay, to a suitable temperature. And on the other hand, in the welding also, we are going to heat the given workpieces before welding process. So these are the three process. Okay, one is low temperature application process, brazing is medium temperature application process, and welding is high temperature application process. In case of soldering, the workpieces are to be soldered are not going to heat, means simply they left only that filler material solder is going to melt. In case of brazing, we are going to heat the given workpieces to a suitable temperature. And in case of welding, we are going to join the workpieces which are going to heat above their melting temperature. That is the three process. Next, in case of welding, the whatever filler material is required in all the three cases. So in case of welding, whatever the filler material is used is same as that of the workpieces. Okay. On the other hand, in soldering, the filler material is different from that of the given workpiece. And brazing also, filler is not same. Only in case of welding, the filler material is same as that of the given workpiece, or it is also called as base metal. Okay, and here filler material is not the same as that of the given workpiece. Okay, next, how here the filler material is called as solder, and here filler material is called as pelter. Okay, here filler material is sometimes electrode with the plugs, whatever I explained now. Okay, that is a electrode, that is called as filler material. And here how the joint formation takes place. Okay, third difference is the whatever the strength we are getting in a soldering is of low strength. In case of brazing, it is medium strength, and in case of welding, it is very high strength. Okay, next, what is the temperature range? Okay, temperature is in case of soldering, the temperature what we are getting is less than 450 degrees Celsius. In case of brazing, it is above 450 degrees Celsius and below 900 degrees Celsius. And in case of welding, whatever temperature we are obtaining is above 900 degrees Celsius. So we studied in case of oxy-acetylene gas welding, we are obtaining around 3000 to 3500 degrees Celsius. And in case of oxy-acetylene welding, we are getting the temperature in the range of 5000 to 5500, sometimes 6000 degrees Celsius is also possible in case of in case of arc welding. Okay. Next difference is, suppose if they ask for 5 marks, you have to write minimum 5 differences. Suppose if they ask for 10 marks, you have to write minimum 10 differences between soldering, brazing, and welding. Okay, the first one is low heat process, medium heat. Second one is the high heat process. Here whatever joint we are obtaining is of low strength, medium strength, and it is of high strength. Temperature range is less than 450. Temperature range is 450 to around 900, and here it is above 900. Okay, then filler material is of the same type. Filler material is different. Filler material is different. The filler material is called as solder. Filler material is called as spelter. Filler material is called as electrode holder. Okay. Next, how Uh, Next. Uh, Next, skilled workers is not required in case of soldering, as it is a low heat application, and in brazing also skilled labor is not required. But on the other hand, to do the welding, the skilled operators are required. And one more talk, safety precautionary measure is not required in case of soldering and brazing. On the other hand, so safety precautionary measures are required in case of welding process because high heat is generated. That's why I think you might have seen while doing the welding, the people will wear the gloves and then safety goggles, apron, etc. So because we are getting the lot of the heat, and then that heat contains granules, okay, so that they affect the eyes and hands. That's why safety precautionary measure is required in case of welding, so to protect our eyes, hands, etc. Okay, safety measures like safety goggles, safety gloves, apron, etc. are required in case of welding, but the soldering and brazing do not require any safety precautionary measure. Okay, these are the differences. And one more thing, mm, so applications. Okay, so this soldering is mainly used in PCBs, printed circuit boards, where the temperature involvement is very less. On the other hand, the brazing is used for joining of milk cans and some electronic components where medium heat is applied. Okay, and welding, you can see the welding is most widely method because of the high temperature applications mainly used in doors, grills, windows, okay, everywhere. So the welding plays a very important role. Okay. Okay. So we just now studied one advanced method of the welding process is there, that is called as metal inert gas welding. Sometimes they used to ask this one, just you refer. Okay. Meantime, I posted all the materials in your Google Classroom. Okay. Okay. So you can see this is called as uh, the metal inert gas welding. Only here the source of the heat changes. Okay, here this is your workpiece to be welded. We are having the welding bead, and then we are having the electrode holder. Okay, as we studied in arc welding, electrode holder is there. Okay, this is a some advanced method of your welding process. And here it is, we're having inert gas. Inert gas is used as a source of the heat for welding process, and we are having the source from inert gas. Okay, so it is also called as MIG welding. MIG welding means metal inert gas welding. Okay, uh, so equipment consists of that very simple construction, and here just you make a note of it. Okay, it's mainly electrode holder is there anyhow in case of arc welding. That is whatever source we are getting is from inert gas, and so we are having some additional equipment in the electrode holder, feed rollers and bare wire. Okay, this is the electric bare wire. The electrode is in the form of wire. Okay, and we are having the feed rollers attached to the bare wire. Okay. and before that, before doing the welding, so we are not going to join the two parts properly. This one, before that, certain requirements are there to do the welding. That is called as the preparation of the welding. Okay, preparation of the welding. I explained some two steps are there before joining any two metals by means of the weldings. So we have to prepare the wedges. You see the things. Okay. Yeah. So suppose if I want to join two straight materials or square joints, in that case we have to maintain a gap of around 2 to 4 mm. Okay, and such cases we have to maintain gap of 2 to 4 mm. Okay, for suppose if you are having the gap of 1.3 mm, suppose I want to join the two materials. Okay, we have to leave the gap. Okay, suppose you have no gap, in that case it is very difficult to pour the molten metal from the electrode into the workpiece. That's why always it is necessary to maintain a gap between the two workpieces, and it is called as welding gap. The welding gap usually varies from 2 to 4 mm. Okay, and after that, second, first it is called as preparation of the edge, and second one is called as cleaning of joint. Okay, it is very essential to clean the workpieces. Okay, because this workpieces contains dirt, grease or oxide, etc. Okay, first we have to clean all the surfaces before the welding process. Okay, by means of brush or by means of abrasive action. Okay, we can clean the material. Okay, so in this joining process we studied the different types of soldering process. Okay, soldering, mainly they used to ask what do you mean by soldering. Okay, next, what are the different types of solder, soft solder and hard solder. Next, types of soldering. Okay, soldering iron method. Next, we are having torch soldering, wave soldering. After that we studied the brazing. What is the brazing principle? What are the different types of flux used in the brazing process? Next, types of brazing, torch brazing. Okay, this one, torch brazing, furnace brazing, dip brazing, resistance brazing and induction brazing. And then after that we studied differences between brazing and soldering. Okay, after that we studied welding process. What is the welding process? Different types of welding process, advantages of welding process, disadvantages of welding process. Okay, classification of welding process. Okay, plastic welding and fusion welding. Okay, from the syllabus point of view we are going to study the arc welding, whatever I discussed today, and one more, the oxyacetylene welding. Okay, and what are the edge preparation in the welding. And meantime you have to go through the arc welding. This is the whatever I discussed in today's class, most important one. Okay, you have to explain this arc welding with the sketch, advantages, disadvantages and applications. Okay, everywhere the arc welding is used in building work, construction work. Okay, arc welding is used. Okay, after that just you go through what are the electrodes used in the arc welding. Consumable electrodes means which the electrodes which consumes during the welding process. Okay, then coated electrodes, plain electrodes. Okay, and then we are having tubular electrodes, non-consumable electrodes. Okay, next, after that we are having oxyacetylene gas welding. Okay, oxyacetylene gas welding, it is a type of fusion welding. Okay, that you concentrate. Okay, gas welding process. Okay, here oxyacetylene gas welding, whatever I explained in the previous class. Okay, this one is oxyacetylene welding. Okay, you have to explain this oxyacetylene welding with the sketch, advantages, disadvantages and your applications. Okay, then whatever the flame used in the oxyacetylene welding. I explained in the previous class. Okay, so once again, just I recall, there are three types of the flames generates in the oxyacetylene welding process. Okay, means we are using two gases. One is oxygen gas and another one is your acetylene gas. If the two gases are mixed in the proper proportion, that is called as a neutral flame. Whatever the flame we are obtaining when we mix the oxygen and acetylene gas in equal proportion, we are getting the two flames. One is outer blue flame and one is inner small cone white flame. Okay, and in case of oxidizing flame, okay, oxidizing flame means the amount of oxygen is more as compared to the amount of acetylene. Okay, so here you can observe the difference. Here we are having the wider flame, but here the outer flame is the narrow as compared to the neutral flame, and here even inner cone also, whatever the inner flame is there, it is also like small as compared to your neutral flame. On the other hand, we are having the reducing flame. Reducing flame means the quantity of acetylene is more as compared to the quantity of oxygen. Here we are getting three layers of the flame. Okay, concentrate mainly on these three flames. One is neutral flame, when both oxygen and acetylene are mixed in equal proportion. Oxidizing flame, when the quantity of oxygen is more as compared to acetylene. Reducing flame means when the amount of the oxygen is less as compared to the amount of acetylene. Here in reducing flame, we are getting the three flames. One is outer flame, and we are having the short intermediate acetylene feather. We will not observe in remaining flames, but we will observe the intermediate flame in the reducing flame. Okay, and we are having one more, the bright luminous inner cone. Okay, one more cone is there, that is bright luminous inner cone. Okay, so you concentrate on oxyacetylene welding and the three types of the flames generates in the oxyacetylene welding. Okay. Okay, so this completes your joining process. In tomorrow class, I'll explain the one more chapter concept called as gear drives. Okay, we are having derivation and simple problems. Okay, so attend this gear drives class. Okay, uh, this belt drives and joining process I have posted in your Google Classroom. Okay. Thank you one and all for joining the class. Okay, tomorrow I'll continue the session. Okay, thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir.